Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So really quickly, I want to show to you how I am prepping for some cold weather that we have coming. Now, every day it seems like the lows seem to change, but like I told you before, this time I'm really going to be prepared um, for the upcoming cold weather in about, I think it's supposed to get here like Wednesday or Thursday, and today is Friday. So basically, what I have been doing, y'all, I want to show you two of the supports that I'm using. So the first one is the ladder mesh. You can get these at the big box store. And I've had to cut them down with my wire cutters, and I'm going to show you why in a few minutes. I've cut them down once and they were this height, and then they didn't quite fit, and I'll show you in a second. And so I cut them down just a little bit more again using these wire cutters over here, and I just want to show you how they look. So let's walk over here really quick. And I hope I see one with a tag still on here. So again, you get these at the big box stores, and I'm not sure if this is, let me hold it up. It may be about 8, 9, 10 feet maybe. But I'm not using them for ladder mesh. I don't even know, 10 feet. I don't even know how to use ladder mesh. But what I do, and you don't have to cut them if you don't want to, but these make a very good, so I'm doing this with one hand, y'all, because I was just out here and I said, let me film and show everybody exactly what I'm doing to protect my plants. But you can make them into a trellis. So hopefully, next season, what I do plan on doing, y'all see how I did it like this? I just kind of made it to where, I don't know if I'll stand back and, oh, it does stand up. So you can really use this as like a trellis for some lighter vegetables. You can have some flowers that maybe climb, some vining flowers or climbing flowers. You can kind of use that as like a makeshift trellis. And when I was looking at the ones, the one that I just set up, that's exactly what I'm going to do next year, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, at this height, I can just have something trellising up while still being able to utilize the space underneath it as well. Like if I want to plant some flowers or some herbs under there, I could do that. But today we're going to use them as a support for the cold weather that we are about to experience. Okay, so I'm going to show you, we're using two different type of supports, and then I'm going to show you the frost blanket that we're going to use, and then also the clips that we're going to use. So I'm going to turn the camera around and explain to you why I had to cut them, because again, you can use them as a trellis, and they can be taller. It just depends on the space that you have. So let me turn the camera around and then I'll show you exactly, y'all, what we are working with. Okay, so yesterday I was working and I had to take them down a little bit more because they were a little bit higher. But the only reason why I had to do that is because the frost blanket that I purchased from the big box store, I purchased it in a roll. I do have some frost blanket sheets as well that I'm going to pull out. But the reason why I had to take them down a little bit more is because the frost blanket is only 6 feet wide, and so the beds are 4 feet in width by 8 feet in length, and the higher this support is, the more the less space that you're going to have. So when I tried to do it at the height that I originally had it at, it was too it didn't fit over the width because the supports were up high. I hope that makes sense. We were taking away some of the part of the 6 feet, the higher that we were going with the ladder mesh. So I got that right, and I'll show you in just a second as we put this on. But this comes in a roll, and then if you don't have a big space, you can also buy them in like what I would call sheets. and they protect about 5 to 7 degrees as far as keeping your plants protected. There are some that are a little bit thicker out there, but again, y'all, a few weeks ago when we had that cold snap, I knew the cold weather was coming and I should have prepared, but I didn't get prepared as I should. And so they do have all types of frost blankets, depending on your zone, like how much protection that you need. But this is about 5 to 7 degrees. And to be honest, y'all, a lot of the plants that we have growing in our garden, they are frost hardy. A few weeks ago, I did see a couple of them lay down a little bit when it dipped down to 30, but they did pop back up. So I'm not sure how low below freezing that they'll be protected. So I just want to give them a little bit of added protection. Now, I want to show you this before I turn the camera around. So I also have these as supports too. They're also made of wire as well. I'm not sure the gauge of these or the thickness, because I ordered these in bulk probably like 3 years ago, but I am using them, and I set some up for you all. I'm using these for the smaller beds, and these beds are only like 3 feet in width, so I can still cut some of the frost blanket because it came out in rolls. This came in a roll. I think it came in like a 50-foot roll, so it will be able to fit over these. And what I'll do for these right here is I'm going to use some bricks to just kind of keep it down, so that if the wind blows or we have heavy winds, then it won't fly up. So we'll use bricks around these. I got some extra bricks in the back, and then I'm going to do the same for this bed as well. But moving back over to this bed, we're using these clamps, and I've shared these before, y'all. We get these from Harbor Freights, and they have went up. They have, but they work good, because I was skeptical about getting them because I wasn't sure with the thickness of this wood if they would work, but they do work, and you see how they fit. So that's what we're going to use to secure the raised beds with. So we're going to put that on there, and then we're going to secure it. Now what I'm going to do right now, y'all, is I'm just going to do one to show you, and then I'll do the other ones because I want to take this back. I want to take this back off and cut the other ones the same length. So I'll just show you one bed, and this is how we're going to protect our garden when the temperatures start to dip below freezing. Out great. I just want to walk around to show you exactly what we did, because these two beds right here, this one and that one, they're going to be different because of the trellis. So let me walk around. So what I did is, since the shorter size, I just put 2 clamps on there. The longer size, we got 3. But right here, this is going to be a little bit, maybe I don't know if I'll be able to kind of like pull it, not sure, but 3 of the violas will be left out. And I think that's really okay, just for the simple fact that these are cool weather plants, and they can take a little bit of frost like that. And so we just went around, and the reason why we use the supports, because we don't want the frost blanket to just like be in contact on top of the plants, just to give it a little bit of support, take it up off the plants. And so when it gets cold, we can just put them on there. Now, what I really want to do is try to fold this back, just fold it neatly and clamp it to one side so that instead of taking it on and off when it really starts to get cold, they'll still be on there. I'll just take all of the clamps off except for these three, and let those just go ahead and hold it all in place. Just fold it back so that when the temperatures start to dip, all I have to do is take it off and then just pull it over. But we'll see how that works. I mean, if it doesn't work, then I'll just fold them up. And again, I'm going to do the same for this, except for we got some extra bricks back in the back that I'm going to get, and I'm just going to cut the amount of frost protection fabric that I need, and then we're just going to secure these down with bricks. Okay, so I hope this information was helpful. Make sure you leave down in the comments, what do you use to protect your garden from cold if your area gets gets colder, below freezing? What I will tell you is that the Savannah area where we used to stay, I know you all have been seeing how the USDA, the growing zones have changed, and the farmer had been telling me this for about 5 years ago. He told me, he said, we're really 9A, but they just keep saying 8B. So now that they have updated that. Now the area that we're in the Atlanta area, is still stayed in 8A, because that was one of the things that I checked before we even moved to this area. And so after they updated the hardiness zones, it remained in 8A, but it does get, it does dip below freezing, and I just want to be prepared for that. But we have had to use them in the Savannah area as well, and they have done a great job. But again, these are a protection between 5 to 7 degrees. So I'll see how everything goes this growing season. If I have to get a type of frost blanket that maybe provides a little bit more protection, at least I'll know for the future. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. And if you're not a subscriber, y'all, what are y'all waiting on? Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and make sure tap the subscribe button, tap the bell, so that you receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.